What advice would you like to give yourself for this year?
Ooh. Well, I feel like there's a lot of advice that you can give to yourself, but then you just leave the thought bouncing and you don't get the resolution to it. So here's where mine's going to land. My advice will be that no matter how hard it is, you can keep going. Like, you can do more than you think you can. And you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
Hello everyone, we are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world. All right, we're back here in studio with Abbie Francis.
Hello.
She's my Abbie girl. And also Crissy Liu Freebush.
Oh, my word.
Actually, it's Crissy Noel Francis, but
yeah,
we've been calling you Crissy Liu for quite a while. Then
yes.
turned to Lou, right?
Yeah.
Then Abbie over here turned to Abs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abbie girl.
Yeah.
We all have like 5 nicknames.
Oh, yeah. No, we have more than that.
Probably more than that, yeah. We were just starting to talk about how Mom and I do podcasting differently when we interview, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference, you guys?
Okay, so me and Crissy did podcasting recently and talked to you guys about mini dates and stuff and all like our first dates and what we remember from it. And right before we did this podcast, Mom would tell us she'd have what she was going to say like on like a piece of paper or an envelope or whatever she had to write her notes. And then she'd tell us exactly what we're going to be talking about. Like, this is what we're talking about. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about this. And this is how it's going to go, okay? And then we'd press the button. And then for the next one, she'd explain again. But for Dad, it's like for these ones, Dad's like, we literally just finished it. And he's like, we're going to go to a part 2.
You didn't even know we were going to do podcasting.
No, I had no idea.
I just started being like, you know what, I feel like it. So I walked in the house. Chrissy's like doing some lunch stuff or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, put it down. We're going to go do. You're like, wait, what? What? We're doing what?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, now? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
And then I hear Daddy calling me, and I come out, and he's like working on something. I thought he just wanted me to help him work on whatever he was working on. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna go do podcast. I'm like, okay. He's like, Chrissy's like, you too. I'm like, what?
Yeah, she's like, wait, what are you doing? And I'm like, you're podcasting with us. And she's like, okay.
I had no idea.
Abbie, you were supposed to be able to assume what I meant.
Yeah, right.
When I called you and I said, Abbie, I thought you were supposed to be able to assume that meant, Abbie, we're going to go to a podcast.
I was actually about to work on some math.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that's not as big of a deal as it used to be. There used to be a lot of crying with math in this
that was
household.
hard. It was so different because in public schools, they don't nearly teach you as much as we do
In
learn now.
Montessori schools.
Yeah, in Montessori schools, public schools, whatever, they don't teach you nearly as much as I would learn now, what we learn now. I understand stuff so much better because like before in Montessori schools, it'd literally be like you graduated from this thing, then you go to here and you just learn exactly how to move these little balls. Which I didn't even know it meant digits or anything. I just knew you did this. I was like thinking my creative mind, like, oh, we literally just get to kind of move some balls and beads, and that's how it works. And then you pass it. And like me and Bella are so different when it came to the Montessori school. I'd get everything done. I'd be like the first students done with our whole checklist of things that we had to do for school. Bella, she would actually check off everything, not do everything, and learn how to write her teacher's initial to sign off everything.
Because she would procrastinate and try to help other people with their stuff before she did her stuff.
Because she's so relational.
Yeah.
Like she just wants to make friends.
Yeah, me, I'm like, it's a competition. I need to get everything done before anybody else does.
Right, and Abbie's so creative that if we got everything done early, we could do like paper mache or something like that.
Oh, I love paper mache. I was always the one that my teacher literally had to kick me out from doing it because I did it for so long. And everybody else was like, when do we get this done?
Yeah.
So it was so funny.
This is interesting where, you know, you guys are sharing one microphone right now.
Yeah.
And you're like almost fighting over it.
Yeah, we're like,
And it just goes to show, like I tell you guys all the time, you walk into a room full of women and all women have this unique ability to all be able to talk and listen at the same exact time.
Yeah.
Like there's like 12 conversations going on and everybody's actually keeping up.
Yeah,
Doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah, like the other day ago, we had there was like 5 or 6 of us sitting in a room with like some of our friends and stuff. And there was like one conversation over here and one conversation over here. And then like when we were having these conversations, I was like, guys, my dad doesn't understand how like us girls can talk over each other and still hear everyone. So it was funny.
And now they'll think about it. They're like, huh, we actually can do this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, this is a strength. This is a superpower.
Maybe it's a strength that God gave us because you got to listen to like 5 kids at once when they're all trying to tell you something.
And it's not even exhausting to you guys.
No,
It's actually wonderful.
It actually energizes you all.
Yeah.
I'm in there like, oh my gosh, I need a break. Like, I don't know. I didn't understand what anybody said.
No, and then when we go over and like...
I just know y'all were really loud and like heavily competing with each other, but not mad at each other.
Yeah.
So me and Truce, we just look at each other like, do you know what's happening? We're like, no, but let's go play basketball in the driveway.
Yeah, like the boys, they don't really even talk. They just play.
They don't.
Or they just talk one at a
It's
time,
so
very
funny.
quietly.
It's so funny. When Druce has friends over, like what kind
yeah.
of conversations do they have?
Zero
They
conversation.
have either 0 or they talk about what's your favorite pro football team? What's your favorite college basketball team? Like stuff
And
like
usually
that.
like that's enough talking. Let's go play.
Like,
Exactly.
on the first day of cross country, Drusy knew nobody.
He knew nobody. I met like so many girls. Like I know like almost
yeah.
all the names of the girls on the cross country team, and he knew nobody.
I'll be sitting out there in the car watching you guys, and y'all are kind of like in the big pile of kids getting ready to go do your run.
Yeah.
And I'll watch you, and you're over there, and you have like 2 or 3 girls, and y'all having conversations. You get to know each other. You remember things from last week
Yeah.
to ask each other about. Drews, he just wanders around, grabs a pine cone, starts trying to throw it in a random hole in the wall. Next thing I know, 2 other guys show up. They're doing the same thing. Drews is like punching one of them. Later, I'll ask him, like, who was it? He's like, I don't know.
Like I don't know.
But I got the pine cone in the hole first, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, I think it's a vent coming out of the school. So you might not want to throw stuff in there and plug up the hole. Second of all, who's the kid you punched? He's like, yeah, I was proud of myself because I beat him. I love it. Different personalities. So, all right, let's talk about next year. Or I guess now this year. Since
Yeah,
we're
it's
on the
this year.
first. This will be a little unique. Normally when I go through this stuff with people, they haven't really thought about this year like we have. We've been putting so much energy towards it for a
Yeah.
month that we're a mile ahead. But normally we would go through this information. We would do it. I like to do it right around early November because I feel like it gives you a head start getting planned. Because you saw like this year, you guys lived my planning this year,
Yeah.
right? Where you see all this stuff that I usually do with myself from all of like Thanksgiving through end of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now you've experienced that, but we'll still go through some of these. I might not do all of them, but I'd like to hear some of your thoughts. But number 1, what would you like your biggest triumph to be this year?
I know my biggest triumph will probably be I have like a 12-week goal, and I want to set up a business where it's going to be kind of like this parenting podcast, but I want to do it for kids where kids can help each other. They can connect. I can teach them from a kid level since I'm like 13. So we can teach them. We can discuss things about we can talk about God, or we can talk about relationships, or we can talk about how to respect your parents, or pretty much whatever. I'll see what they like, see what the parents want, and that'll be fun. I want to start that business and get it going. I want to do Zooms and videos, and I want to get that all set up. And one of my biggest triumphs will be getting that all set up and having however many subscribers, like 25 subscribers per month is my goal by the end of the year. So that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I want to first finish my unfinished business of making $2,000 in a year. So that's like one of my things I want to do. And then also I really want to pound in the making books. So right now I had like a Bible study with God this morning, and I'm just asking him, I'm just open to his ideas of what he wants me to actually write about, because he's the one that downloaded into me that he said that he wanted me to write books. So that's another one of my goals that I have is writing. I want to write 5 books by the time in 2034, in 10 years. So yeah, that's some of mine.
That's great. That's awesome. Okay. And then here's a good one. What advice would you like to give yourself for this year?
Ooh.
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
No, I did not. Well, I feel like there's a lot of advice that you can give to yourself, but then you just leave the thought bouncing and you don't get the resolution to it. But so here's where mine's going to land. My advice will be that no matter how hard it is, you can keep going. You can do more than you think you can, and you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So that's my advice to myself.
That's good. So that's one of the things you should write down, probably on your sheet that you're checking off every day or every week. And it's like, we talked about, and we'll talk about this in further episodes, about having your environment right, and which basically means you remind yourself of things that really matter. So like one would be this, and I would write it down. No matter how hard it gets, you can keep going. That you can do more than you think you can do. And then back it up, of course, with some scripture, like you said. In Philippians, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But I would put all of them there because you're saying it in a way that makes sense to you. That you're giving yourself advice, but then you're backing it up with the truth. And I'd make it in big letters on an 8x11 sheet of paper, and I'd put it somewhere in your area and where you do your schoolwork and everything else, and you see it every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, one of some advice I would give myself is it's never over till it's over. So even if I feel like I'm behind or I'm not exactly where I am, the year isn't over yet. So you still have time to complete it and finish it. I remember it reminds me of foosball nights that we'd have with Dad. He'd always teach us it's not over till the last point. Even if somebody else is 9 and you're 0, you still got a chance. It's never over till it's over. It's what Dad would always teach us.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. So you should do the same thing with that one. Where you put that in your environment, Abbie. Where you write that down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How about what reward / indulgence are you willing to allow yourself to experience this year when you accomplish something? Anything.
Okay, so for 12 weeks, we're doing it where you get a consequence and you get an award. My award would be that Mom and Dad would take me to a shooting range and I'd get to learn better how to shoot a gun.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to let you shoot like some real big guns this year too.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
So I've always been like the stylish, wanting to be pretty, get my nails done, wear tights and a dress.
Ever since you were just since you could walk.
I would wear I had this favorite shirt that was pink with silver polka dots and a crown on it. And I would wear tutus and I wear my sister's tights and I was always like that. So I love shopping. So I said that I would spend $100 on myself and go shopping wherever I want.
Wow, that's awesome. Love it. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Okay. All right. How about this? What would you most like to change about yourself this year? Like some kind of a positive change?
Ooh. So I know that I've been with my spiritual walk with God, I've been on and off of reading the Bible, then taking a break, or getting up in the morning and doing a gratitude journal and then taking a break or whatever. So I'm excited since I have a goal of certain amounts of Bible studies that I do on my own and stuff like that. Whether it's with my family or on my own, it's just for 15 minutes, around 4 times a week. I'm excited to be consistent with it because even during our class that we are learning at the church, about the culture and everything, they said, do you have a fat lifestyle? Which really means faithful, available, teachable. And they asked you, what comes easiest to you and what comes hardest to you? And I believe I said, teachable comes easiest to me and faithful comes hardest to me because staying consistent with it doesn't seem like a hard thing until you're trying to do it.
Yeah.
You do break that barrier and then you'll start liking to do it once you're faithful with it.
It's really good, Chris.
For me, I have some health goals I would really like to see changed, which would be really nice. Whether it is, one of them is drink a half a gallon of water by the end of 12 weeks. And just
each day.
Oh, yeah, each day.
Are you going to ration it or just a little sip?
Yeah. No, not that. Wow. So those are my goals.
Okay.
Is that.
How are you doing that? Are you getting do you know how many water bottles you got to fill up.
So what I did is a while ago for a Christmas gift, I got this 1 gallon jug that has like it's a full gallon because that's what eventually I want to get to. But I'm starting with a gallon, and since today is January 1st, I started it, and I like wrote in a permanent marker where the halfway mark is, and I fill it up to there, and I just keep chugging along. Because right now, my sister Bella, she is very good about being good with drinking water because she knows it's healthy for her. So I'm just like, she's a good example from what I see. So I'm like, I need to make sure I stay there too because it's really healthy for you.
It's really good. And that's also why we had to take a break after the last episode so you could run to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You're floating in your water over there. Okay. What are you most looking forward to learning that's new this year?
Ooh, okay, you can go first.
Sorry, we're arguing over the microphone again.
Yes, in podcasts, you both can't talk at the same time.
I know.
We might be the only ones who could understand ourselves if we did.
So mine would be, I'm really excited to learn how to write a book. I've heard that like some people, I found like this guide. It's like 20 steps of how to write a book. And I'm excited to learn how to write my book and grow in that way and see how it works. Because I know a lot of people have failed because it takes a lot of effort. You have to be consistent. You have to do it like every day. And you need to make sure, like, even if you don't have any more ideas, you just keep writing. So I'm excited just to grow and mature and learn in those many different ways.
It's good.
I'm excited to learn about, so for my business where I'm going to be teaching kids and have them interact with each other, I was mentioning when did I mention it? Maybe a podcast ago?
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah. I mentioned it sometime. But anyway, I'm excited to learn how to like make a website and how to do like all the stuff with it because my sister Bella, she's very like techie. She's very good at that kind of stuff. And I feel like that's been a little bit harder for me. So I'm excited to learn it for myself and be able to do it.
So it's no longer just going to be Techie B in the family. It's going to be Techie C.
Yeah.
Oh, and Techie Mom over there too.
Yeah.
Techie J. Techie Mom. I like Techie Mom.
Yeah, we need to get Bella on here. We keep talking about Bella in the podcast. We need to get her on here.
Yeah. All right. We got to cut this one off. On to the next one. Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening, and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.